Welcome to the Business Finance Bulletin, episode 193. Welcome again to the latest Business Finance Bulletin. With me, Rob Warlow from Business Loan Services, the commercial finance expert. In this bulletin, the number of younger business exits is on the rise, making better use of your quiet trading periods, and businesses still building up cash balances. More younger business owners than ever are cashing in their chips and running for the hills with a bag full of money by selling their businesses. Well, that's the findings from the latest annual Entrepreneurs Index report from Barclays Bank. The report has found that the number of merger and acquisition deals for businesses which are less than 5 years old has increased in the last year by 28%. Since the report was started in 2011, there's been a 50% increase in that age bracket for businesses. Now, it just shows that many business owners in that age bracket are thinking, do you know what, it's too much hassle to scale up, so why don't I just cash in, sell up, bearing in mind all the political risk and the risk around the economy generally. Now, also the report has found out that the number of high growth companies is also falling as well, and it's fallen 33% since the peak of those high growth companies was seen in 2013. Now, what is a high growth company? Well, according to the official definition, it's a business that's turning over between 2.5 million and 100 million pounds a year and has grown by 33% in terms of turnover over the preceding 3 years and at least a 10% growth in the last 2 years. So it's those companies that are falling back in numbers. Now, that means again that your businesses are just not deciding to scale up fast enough, and it links in with the fact that many of them are selling up. So an interesting dynamic taking place there, and of course the government is really focused on trying to get businesses to scale up. But of course, I guess when you're faced with some uncertainty, the easiest way is just to say, you know what, let me cash my chips in, take advantage of somebody there with a big bag of money and go off and do something else. So if you're in that position, do you scale up or do you sell? Well, of course, it's down to your personal ambitions and personal goals. Each of them are equally worthy as a strategy. The key message is, of course, just do your research and make sure you're exiting or scaling up for the right reasons. Well, as I record this bulletin, here we are at the beginning of December 2017. Now, for many businesses, it's still a busy time. People gearing up, trying to get deals done, hitting sale targets by the end of the year. But for many of us, towards the end of December and beginning and well into the middle of January for some businesses, it's a quiet time. So what do you do with that quiet trading period? Well, recent research has just come out from Lloyds Bank that shows that only 37% of business owners say they're going to use that quiet time to plan ahead for the busier trading periods. Now, of those businesses that are doing some active planning or actually doing something, what exactly are they filling their time with? Well, the research found out that 53% of them said that they are actually going to use that quiet time to catch up on administration. 51% said they're going to carry out maintenance tasks within their business. 47% said they're actually going to take some holidays. And 12% said they're actually going to go and do nothing. Well, I'm not quite sure which one of those you're going to do, but what can you do productively with this quiet period? Well, it is about planning ahead, of course. Yes, take some time out, but do take some time at the beginning and part of the year to map out what exactly you want to do over the next 12 months. What new marketing tactics are you going to do? What new finance do you need when you're planning ahead in terms of your growth? Because we know growth needs cash, and in many businesses the cash isn't necessarily available, so that needs to be financed. And as I mentioned in many bulletins, when it comes to raising finance, it is about planning ahead. Many businesses can't access finance very, very quickly. It takes time in order to put plans together and to find the right funders and to do the deal. So if you are in a quiet trading period at the end of December, beginning of January, do take time to plan ahead. I can tell you it will pay dividends. Well, let's close this week's bulletin with my regular look at what banks are doing in terms of lending money to businesses and what businesses are doing in terms of borrowing that money. Well, the latest figures as at the end of October 2017 have been released by UK Finance, which is an umbrella organisation for all the key lenders in the UK. The figures set at the end of October have shown that total amount of money borrowed by businesses has fallen again by 1.5 billion in October compared to September 2017. So in other words, businesses are paying more debt back than they are borrowing. Their total figures shrunk. Now, on the other side, and I mentioned this in previous bulletins as well, it's clear that business owners, though, are continuing to run for cash. And in fact, at the end of October 2017, the total amount of cash balances held on bank accounts increased on an annual basis by 5.8%, or £2.8 billion. Now that's a significant jump. So it just shows that many businesses are continuing to be very cautious when it comes to borrowing money and are preferring to hold on to cash. And of course, it's cash that really keeps you going in tough times. So really interesting figures there. Let's see how it pans out over the next couple of months to see if investor appetite to borrow money returns. Well, that's it for another bulletin. Thanks very much for being with me, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please don't forget to give it a like and a share. Don't forget, if you want to subscribe, go to my YouTube channel, which is Business Loan Services. And also, if you want the podcast version, you can go along to iTunes, SoundCloud and Stitcher. Again, just search for Business Loan Services. So that's it. Thanks very much for being with me. Look forward to being with you next time. Have a great, successful and profitable week.